Hey, Robert. Appreciate you doing this, man. I have two questions, if I could. And the first one is just, what are your early impressions of DeVonta Smith, the Eagles' top receiver?
Man, he's so. I guess that's where you could say those early practices this summer were beneficial. I mean, he impressed the heck out of me back then, and then you watch on tape. I mean, he's the real deal. He's got speed. He's getting better as a route runner. He wants the ball. He projects when he runs the route, where he just shows. I mean, he shows so well on tape, and it's just I think for sure Philly has one, and a really good one in him, and he's going to be an issue for a long time.
I appreciate it. And another question on the quarterback, on their own quarterback. How do you prepare for Jalen Hurts' situation right now? Him dealing with an ankle, but also knowing that when he is healthy, he's a weapon with the leg.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy the ankle injury. I know it's going to be hurting him, but the one thing that I do remember from just going through draft processes and always listening to the offense talk, and whenever anyone talked about Jalen, they talked about his mental toughness and his and how tough he was coming out. So there's no doubt that he's gonna, if he puts his uniform on, there's gonna be no limitation for him. And he is a dynamic young man. He obviously the run pass threat that he possesses is one of the best in football. And he obviously can run the ball, but I do think his pass game and his ability to throw the football is underrated. Even last game with I'm sure he would like a few throws back, but he was still right there with a chance to win the game. Made two really good throws to the end zone that I'm sure receiver would have wanted back, but to tie it. But he's a young man also. He is growing in his role, and I do think that Philadelphia has a pretty darn good quarterback.
Hey, Robert,
everything's great.
I know he was sidelined a little bit because of COVID, being in close contact and everything, but how much in the short time he's been there has he kind of been helping Zach Wilson along? And, I mean, is he able to tell you much about, what the Eagles like to run and all
that? You're talking about Joe Flacco?
Yeah.
I missed the first part. Yeah. So, obviously, Joe getting here, very impressed with Joe. We got a chance to spend some time with him earlier during the free agency part of it before he made the decision to go to Philadelphia. And, the guy's a record holder. He's a world champion. And he obviously is talented. He's been everything that we hope for. He got a chance to play in the Miami game, did a really nice job, moved the offense, got us in the scoring range on 7 different occasions. We were only able to get 17 points, but still did a really nice job running the offense. And he's been great, a great example for Zach. And it's not like we're asking him to be be a mentor. It's just, go about your business. And if Zach is smart, he'd watch him, because Joe's been there, done that. He's been through it all. So just by leading by example and being who Joe is good enough. And just really happy that he's here and a part of this team.
And hey, Robert, any kind of intel about the Eagles? I mean, being that he was with them for the first half of the season.
I obviously he's gonna have some thoughts and all that stuff, but I'm sure Philadelphia is also aware of that. So I think it ends up washing itself out anyway. So.
Okay.
Robert, you picked up Elijah Riley off the Eagles practice squad in November. Obviously, you had some injuries there, but play quite a bit early, had some effectiveness, it seems, from the outside looking in. How is he fit in for you?
He's a very smart young man. He's got really good discipline in terms of holding his position, and when he recognizes the play, he triggers. And when he triggers, it's 0 to 60 in in 1 second. I mean, he's moving, and so he's kind of stabilized. He's stabilized the secondary a little bit just because of his mental horsepower, his ability to communicate pre-snap, post-snap. So really happy for him and this opportunity that he's earned and the way he's been taking advantage of it. And he's a young man. He's only going to get better. There's still 6 games coming up, and I'm really excited for him to get more games under his belt and to see how well he can. How far he can take this thing, and whether or not he could etch his name in the NFL stone, if you will, and prove that he belongs in this league.
Oh my God!
Hey, Robert, I had a quick question. You mentioned that you are in your first year. I mean, you are in your first year. Has there been something as part of the job that you didn't expect coming into it that you've learned?
It's the administrative aspect of this job is interesting. With regards to just dealing with all the different people, the different departments, it's not always football. The media obligations are obviously significant, and but at the same time, it's a different usage of time. It doesn't take away from your ability to coach football and do those things, but it's definitely taxing from just from the amount of people you have to become connected with to just make a day operate, if you will.